Just a reminder, these are all my opinions and are of course subject to change. This is all subjective after all. Discussion is always welcome, just don't be a butthead. The mid-2000s were a wild time for teen movies, especially the genre combo of teens and dark magic or fantasy elements. We had Harry Potter in full swing, The Chronicles of Narnia, and even Aquamarine, if that one counts. I'm not sure it does, but it has mermaids, so close enough. But before Twilight could become the cult classic and memorable movie that we all know and love, there is one movie that seems to be mostly forgotten. Today, we are looking at the 2006 sleeping potion of a movie that is The Covenant. Sometimes there are movies that I watch, and the entire time I am waiting for the plot to kick in so the story can move forward. In The Covenant, I was waiting for that moment to come until the credits started rolling. This movie moves so slow and does nothing to show any kind of real plot or story that I almost didn't even want to make a video about it. But because I'm committed to finding out if these movies have any redeeming qualities, I will power through this one just for you, because I love you. And lucky for us, there isn't much to this movie. Our story follows the Sons of Ipswich, who are descendants of an ancient colonial witch coven. Because of their heritage, they are granted magical powers that range from being able to start a car all the way to disassembling a car and reassembling it without taking any damage. These powers start when they are 13, and at age 18, they ascend, which makes their powers even stronger. However, the more they use their powers, the faster it drains their life force, and they also become addicted to using the powers, creating a vicious cycle. Turns out there was a fifth family that everyone believed to have died out during the Salem witch trials, and now the Sons of Ipswich have to stop this evil fifth descendant of the evil fifth family. At least, that's what the plot summary of this movie says, but The Covenant makes some very interesting and bad creative decisions when it comes to telling this story. This movie is 97 minutes long, and nothing, I mean nothing, happens until maybe the last 10 minutes. We spend a majority of the story seeing the main characters be so unrealistic and so uninteresting, it's almost tiring. The four main boys are Caleb the leader and smooth lover boy, Pogue, which what a name, but he's the motorcycle riding cool boy, Reed, the Draco Malfoy ripoff rude boy,
Harry Potter can kiss my
and Tyler, the one who has nothing to do and is mostly a background boy. Then you have Chase, who's played by the Winter Soldier himself in what might be the earliest Sebastian Stan movie I've ever seen. The Covenant also doesn't try to hide the twist, let alone build to it in a way that's compelling. At the start of the movie, our four main boys attend a party in the woods, and new student Chase is there, and he tells us he just transferred in. Then the next scene is everyone at this foggy-filled school finding out a student is dead. Small tangent here, but as someone who lived in Massachusetts where this is set, I hate the way they show this setting. Every single scene with the school has an insane amount of fog, or it's raining. Actually, this whole school and everything about this academy is a giant red flag. This is the creepiest and spookiest place to have a school for high school students that also live in dormitories. You're crazy. You couldn't pay me to live at this school. But anyways, after they learn a student is killed, they pretty much tell you that Chase is the bad guy in this movie. He just got to the school, immediately has beef with the four main characters, kids start dying, and supernatural occurrences start randomly happening. Hey movie, maybe be a little less obvious, please? By the time the movie reveals that Chase is actually a member from the forgotten fifth family, it feels like you're already supposed to know that, but the movie was trying to keep it a secret. Plus, Chase's whole plan is stupid, and that's mainly because the rules of this power they all have is so poorly explained, I had to go to Wiki a couple times while watching this movie to see if I was missing something or there was setup that maybe I just didn't understand. Chase has already ascended, which means he's at full power, but he wants main boy Caleb to give him his power after he turns 18. But like, if Caleb turns 18, wouldn't he be just as powerful? So if Caleb and the other Boring Boys Club all fight Chase at once, they would probably win. Yet the powers in this story don't really make any sense. They tell us over and over that using the powers is dangerous and bad. Yet all we see them do is use these powers for the stupidest and most pointless tasks. We learn later that main boy Caleb's father used his power so much that now he looks like this, and he is only 40 years old, which maybe could be a cool point for this movie to explore, especially given that there are points in this movie where it tries to lean into the supernatural element. Throughout, we get glimpses of jump scares of random creatures and a scene of spiders being all over someone's room. But because the weird teen drama is the centerpiece of everything, the supernatural elements feel more like an afterthought. At one point, the movie decides to be both weird and creepy by having Reed use his powers to lift up someone's skirt, which brings me to my biggest complaint about this film. These are supposed to be 17-year-old boys, besides Chase, who is 18, but everything they do makes them feel like fully grown adults. They go to a place called Nikki's, which is clearly a bar, but they just let 17-year-old high schoolers in to play pool and cause trouble and dance on tables and order a Coke and fries at the bar? Is this what we thought being cool in 2006 looked like? Because it's not, and it never was. I just talked about another movie that takes place in high school and how those kids didn't feel like actual teens, but it wasn't really the center point of that movie. In The Covenant, everything they do is tied to their age. So it just makes it all feel so silly and unbelievable. And look, I'm all for suspending disbelief in a movie, if that movie gives me a reason to. This movie doesn't set up the world or rules at all, so everything that happens just doesn't feel like it has an actual place in anything that we're seeing. What sucks even more is by the time this movie is ready to be interesting, it writes out every single character except Caleb and Chase. Everyone else is either unconscious or extremely far away from the final showdown, which leaves us with two of the most boring characters to fight it out. Okay, that's not entirely true. Every character in this movie is boring. I guess it's not totally surprising when you look at the creative force behind this movie. The director, Renny Harlin, is best known for things like Exorcist: The Beginning, The Legend of Hercules, and The New Strangers Chapter 1. All of these movies share the same problem of interesting premise, bad execution. Pair that with the writer who wrote Sniper 3. Wait, that means there were 2 Sniper movies before this? That's wild. And also he wrote the Prom Night remake in 2008, so this creative cocktail tastes pretty much as expected, and it's not good. I don't have anything else to say about this movie. If anyone knows magic and can cast a spell to make me forget this, please hit me up, because The Covenant is getting put in just plain garbage. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to check out my video on the movie I Am Number 4. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down below what you'd like to see me cover in the future.